Stocks were mostly higher on Tuesday as the Federal Reserve began a two-day meeting where it was expected to hold interest rates steady, and as major U.S. corporations released quarterly earnings updates. SoFi Technologies, SoFi.US, experienced a 16% rise after reporting better-than-expected adjusted earnings and achieving $858 million in revenue, marking its highest growth rate in over 2 years with a 44% increase. The company also boosted its full-year outlook for adjusted net revenue to $3.375 billion. Sarepta Therapeutics, SRPT.US, jumped 21% following notification from the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, that it could lift its voluntary pause on shipments of Elevidys, its gene therapy for ambulatory Duchenne muscular dystrophy patients. The company announced it would imminently resume shipping the medicine, which had been paused due to safety concerns. Novo Nordisk AS, NVO.US, saw a steep decline of 21% in U.S. trading, plummeting over 28% pre-market at one point, and wiping out more than $60 billion in market value. This sharp drop was primarily due to the company unexpectedly cutting its full-year guidance for 2025 sales and operating profit growth, down to 8 to 14% and 10 to 16% respectively, and the sudden announcement of a CEO change. Novo Nordisk's revised guidance stems from slower-than-expected expansion in the U.S. obesity market for Wegovy, with illegal circulation of compound GLP-1 generics squeezing market share and intensified competition for Ozempic in the GLP-1 diabetes drug market, notably from Eli Lilly's Mounjaro. International market underperformance for Wegovy also contributed. Whirlpool, WHR.US, tumbled 11% after reducing its full-year adjusted earnings guidance to between $6 and $8 per share, from a prior expectation of $10. The appliance maker's second quarter earnings and revenue also missed analysts' estimates, attributing this to being impacted by competitors stockpiling Asian imports into the U.S. United Health, UNH.US, stock declined 5.7% after reporting second quarter adjusted earnings of $4.08 per share, which missed analysts' estimates of $4.48. Despite the earnings miss, the company's revenue of $111.6 billion beat expectations of $111.5 billion. Boeing, BA.US, shares were down 1.7%, despite the aerospace giant reporting a second quarter adjusted loss of $1.24 per share, which was narrower than the expected loss of $1.40. The company's commercial jet maker segment also reported revenue of $22.7 billion, surpassing forecasts of $21.7 billion. Amkor Technology, AMKR.US, a semiconductor packaging and test services company, saw its shares rise 21% after posting better-than-anticipated second quarter earnings and revenue. The company further bolstered investor confidence by issuing third-quarter revenue guidance that exceeded consensus estimates. Cadence Design Systems, CDNS.US, shares rose 10% after the electronic systems and software maker reported second-quarter adjusted earnings of $1.65 per share, exceeding analysts' consensus of $1.56, and raised expectations for fiscal year adjusted profit. Concurrently, the company announced it would pay $140.6 million under a plea agreement with the U.S. government to settle claims of illegal product exports to China between 2015 and 2021. Tuesday's stock market, while mostly trending higher as the Fed meeting began and corporate earnings released, always navigate market shifts carefully and delve beyond the headline numbers.